Do 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 boom 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 boom. The gaming channel's coming. Nod your head. 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 Mm-hmm. The memory ray gun that they have in the Men in Black. I haven't actually watched the film, but I know the black suits come in. Nod your head. That song.
Oh, so you've never watched it?
No, but I've heard the black suit. I've heard a bit of the black suit come in song. Is the Men in Black actually any good then, or?
It's been ages since I watched it, to be fair, but I think I remember enjoying it. It's been a while since I watched it.
Isn't there the one? Aren't Thor and Valkyrie in the Men in Black remake? Or Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth?
Oh yeah, it's called. Well, it's like a spin-off. Yeah, it's called Men in Black International. I don't think it's meant to be very good though. Like I haven't watched it. Well, I've seen like bits of it, but didn't look very good.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, everyone. What is going on? James here, and today we shall be reviewing. Oh, wait, I'm joined with the gaming channel. I forgot to say, if you hadn't have guessed.
Yes. Hello there.
And today we are reviewing Ahsoka. And that thing, Liam bobbing his head and me doing some phenomenal a cappella is better than the entirety, well, 99.9999% of Ahsoka, apart from General Sedula. So that's the 1% that's better than what we were doing just then. General Sedula, the best character in Star Wars, in my opinion. I think so, anyway. The live action version, not the animated version. So, yeah. Would you agree, Liam? Does she top Obi-Wan Kenobi for you as a phenomenal, brilliant character?
Honestly, for me personally, I mean, I know what you're into, but for me,
yes, of course, far better than Kenobi. Right, Liam,
No, I was gonna say if you're gonna mute my mic, then I'm not.
You're not keeping the camera on.
No. What was I going to say? Yeah, like I said, I know what you're into, but honestly, now I still prefer Obi-Wan to Hera. And I honestly prefer Hera in Rebels to Ahsoka. So, yeah.
No, I think obviously, I think she's a very good-looking character, but obviously as a character herself, I mean, obviously not the GOAT, unfortunately. I wish there was some way that we could propel her to GOAT status, but it's not happening, unfortunately. But you heard what Liam said there. He says General Kenobi is better looking than General Sedula for some reason. So I don't know what that's for, but yeah. So there you go. But so we got the Ahsoka show. Obviously, it's 8 episodes long, isn't it? Whoops. So
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is 8. Yes, 8. Yeah.
So basically, it starts off in a pretty. I find it kind of interesting the way it starts off. You got some ships knocking around, but you sort of know what's going to happen. Like when the rebels are like, "All right, we'll let you two random people on the ship." Why didn't they just shoot them? Why didn't they sit in their safe turrets and just go pew 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 pew? You know, it just doesn't make sense to let two random people you don't know on the ship. And then obviously, the Jedi. Well, not the Jedi. The Sith. Well, they're not Sith, are they? They're sort of in between, aren't they? They're sort of somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they're Dark Jedi. I guess that's the best term to use for them, I suppose.
Isn't there Dark Jedi and Grey Sith or something? Or
no, there aren't Grey Sith now. There's the term, yeah, Grey Jedi as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which is sort of like, but they're not so like. They're not as like in the dark side so much as a dark Jedi would be, I suppose. I
Mhm.
guess.
And they rescue this random lady who, what's even her name anyway? I can't even remember her name now.
Morgan Elspeth.
So they rescue her, and the problem is, straight off the bat, I was thinking to myself, like, this is some random person who we don't even. Is she in Rebels? Morgan L. Smith.
No, she was in that episode in the Mando, wasn't she, in series 2? You know, the Ahsoka's live action debut.
No, she was there, was
She was
she?
in that episode. She was meant to be like the main sort of villain in that episode, and then, you know, then they fought at the end of the episode, didn't they? And then Ahsoka won and just said like, "Where's Grand Admiral Thrawn?" and it ended or something like that.
Okay. So I guess we do have a bit of backstory to her then. That's fair enough, I guess. But
But yeah, if you haven't watched the Mando series 2 and that episode, then yeah, you wouldn't know who she is. So
yeah, I mean, I would have rather have seen it in the in like the actual, show itself, get kidnapped rather than, it just be sort of
well, they could have
hinted at.
they could have actually maybe shown that in Mando series 3 instead of what we got.
Yeah, hello,
You know?
George. George, can you not call your channel ALP's
Oh,
Duty? Can you change the name to just something else? Where's the thumbnail, Chuckle Nuts? Hera has a yeah. Indeed, she does. But yeah. But yeah, so I just wish that we would have actually seen her kidnap her in the episode, and then obviously Ahsoka's just sort of pottering around at the start, and we see Sabine and stuff, and she's like, well, with her introduction to her is on a speeder. She's meant to be at this political thing with Mr. Krabs, Clancy Brown, and he's like, where the fuck is she? And then yeah, she's not there. She's speeder race, and they're trying to slow her down, and she pulls off some great maneuvers, and she lives in the middle of nowhere, and you see a clip of her, and unless you've watched Rebels, which I haven't, I don't know what her and Ezra Bridger's relationship is like in that, but we don't know in the show about them being close. It's just sort of like, oh, okay, she's got this hologram up, and he's saying, oh yes, well, thank you very much, and goodbye, and it's like, well, why should we care about her trying to find Ezra Bridger? It's just sort of, it's a little bit weird, really. Obviously, there's the whole worry of Grand Admiral Thrawn looming over. I've got to stop a war from happening, so because that getting worried. But at the end of the day, it's like, unless you watch Rebels, you don't know if Grand Admiral Thrawn's a intimidating force. I mean, to me, he just seemed like he's some bloke who a lot of Star Wars Rebels fans rave on about. But then I actually watched him in the show, and he just seemed like this bloke who potted around, being like, "Oh yes, well, Ahsoka, we had a good march, but you've lost. I'm flying away now. So what are you going to do?" It makes no. To me, he's not much of a threat. It's like him and a few hundred stormtroopers who, for some reason, have stuck by him in this other galaxy. I've got no bloody idea why. Why do they need when they've got all the blasters? Why do they need this random dude to tell them what to do? I mean, I've seen some of his scenes in Rebels. I saw this one scene of a clip that Bombastic uploaded where he's like, so, is this engine thing, is this MG correct? Ride the MG. And then the person gets on the MG and it goes, because the Grand Admiral Thrawn turns the switch up to 1,000,000. And then he's like, the safety precautions do not meet the requirements. And then he walks off. That's quite intimidating and like next level Jobsworth type behavior. But how he acted in this, it was just bloody, I don't know, he just seemed like this, just some twat who's pottering around, and like he doesn't tell us what he's going to do. How is he going to start this war that everyone's so worried about? It just sort of seems like they've, with how I haven't watched Rebels, but the way the fans ramble on about this character, you sort of think to yourself like he's going to be some next level villain. But to me, just bloody, I mean, my expectations, I always like to go into things thinking this villain's going to be average. It was far from average. He was just a complete letdown, man. So that was a complete shambles.
Yeah, he doesn't. He just doesn't have much to do in the show. That's the thing, and he doesn't even do much. And then, yeah, and then apparently, even though he suffers multiple setbacks, especially in the finale. Apparently, that is it's still a victory for him. But
Yeah, he
you
loses
know,
most of his army,
yeah,
and he loses Morgan. What's her face? Yeah, and
yeah.
he's lost both of his mercenaries as well. They've decided to. What the hell have you done, George? Change that. What have you gone? No, change this, George. This is ridiculous. Change that. Why is it me as an old man? How's that got anything to do with the Make a Wish Foundation? Get rid of it, George. Change it to something better. You can't have ALP versus Make a Wish kit. Oh no! I just noticed what he did. Oh, I thought it was ALP Make a Wish Foundation, but I just noticed. Yeah, it's ALP versus Make a Wish kids, George. This is ridiculous. Change that now. Change it. That's nonsense, George. You are. If I'm in charge of your stream again, George, you're really pushing me to another level here. You know, your stream is going to be filled with absolute just brilliance. So,
Oh, I look forward to
yeah,
it. I was going to say as well about Thrawn. Like, I guess you could say there was a lot of hype for Thrawn as well because he existed way before Rebels. Like, he first appeared in those Heir to the Empire books, that trilogy. I still haven't read it, but I know they're meant to be really good books, and I think he was just meant to be really well written in those. And then he appeared in a few more things after. I guess there's that too. So he is meant to be, or at least in Legends, he's meant to be a really good character. So
yeah.
yeah, it's just that, like I say, he sort of was a bit of a letdown in Ahsoka, and then he doesn't actually show up till is it episode 6 because they're trying to get to him and Ezra.
It's just
So
daft, isn't it? There's so much hype and worry, and like when you build up a character for so long and they're only in like a few episodes, they're only in like a quarter of the season, then you've either got to make your season longer or have them take up more screen time to make the payoff. I can
yeah, it's
only
like
change.
go
Oh,
on, sorry.
so George has put, I can only change my name twice in 14 days. George, you can change the account, you fool. You've got about 20 accounts. Use a different account. That's only if I let you. Okay, George. Okay, we'll see. We'll see, George. Um,
Yeah, I was just going to say though, it's like it makes me think of like in Book of Boba, they brought back Cad Bane, didn't they? At the end of was it the end of the penultimate episode?
yeah,
And
and then he
then
just
he's
gets
in the last
killed.
episode, and then only to get killed off. We don't know for sure, but then it's kind of weird how it makes it look that way. Like Boba beats him and then stabs him, but then there's that shot of him after, as if like I don't know. It's weird. It's just really weird. Considering the show he was in before that was the Bad Batch, which is set way before, and he was cool in that, like he was in the Clone Wars. But
Yeah, he was a gangster in that. Like he mugged off
mm,
Hunter. They preserved his character perfectly because they had him throw down, they had him do some good stuff, and the way it's cool that Hunter still protected Omega to another level, but like he just went like that and just kicked Hunter's ass. It's like, damn, this man. There's no other person who can beat him, but obviously Boba somehow beats him. When I understand that Boba's a good bounty hunter, but come on, beating like the best pistol holder in the beating the best pistol whip in the galaxy, get off.
mm. I mean, yeah, Boba is really skilled and experienced at that point, but I don't know. Yeah, I suppose at the end of the day, like people say, but I think Boba should have just been more like he was, more like he was in Legends and the original trilogy and whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, George is coming up with more baseless claims. It's you as an old man because you've been fighting Make a Wish kids for years. You're only adding to the fire when I get control of your channel and streams again, George. You're only adding to the fire. You're only adding to the fire. Yeah. So what? Well, anyway, so we talked a bit about the first episode, and what's her name? Sabine fights the Ukrainian Ray Stevenson's assistant, Ivana Shak. No, I don't think I'm pronouncing that correctly, but yeah, she
Yeah, Shin
she's
Hati, yeah.
She
That's
throws
a character,
down.
I think.
Oh yeah, Shinhati. She throws down. And she's like, pew, 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 pew. And Sabine basically gets stabbed. And then the next episode, like she's in hospital, and I'm thinking, well, Qui-Gon got stabbed and he completely died. How did
Yeah, that's what
Sabine?
everyone was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. How did Sabine like survive that one? It just doesn't. I get it would have been safe to kill her off and stuff, but
I mean, initially I thought that was that was a decent lightsaber fight that they had, but then and I think at first, like, yeah, she got stabbed, and I thought I didn't think too much of it because of where it was, but then, yeah, there's a whole thing with Qui-Gon and what people have been saying, and how, like, in Disney Star Wars now, haven't 4 characters been stabbed now or whatever, or something like that? Or there's been 4 uh, occurrences, like Reva was meant to have been stabbed twice in Kenobi, and she still survived. That's the most ridiculous
mad.
one. Uh, yeah, and then Sabine, and then and the Grand Inquisitor in Kenobi as well got stabbed by Reva,
Ridiculous,
and
isn't it?
somehow he came back. Um,
But yeah, Newt
yeah,
Gunray,
so
he gets sliced by Anakin in Revenge of the Sith, and he's like, "Oh!" and just dies.
oh yeah. Yeah.
Lord
Well, that wasn't
Sidious,
even yeah.
Lord Sidious promised us peace. Ah, you know,
Yeah.
it just made him.
Yeah.
I understand that the Newts are typically like a bit quivering and cowardly, but like, come on, they're meant to be like the dons of the CIS. You can't. How can they get killed off by a little slice, but yet all these other characters survive easy?
Yeah, it's really stupid. Especially Reva and the Grand Inquisitor ones, considering how they were stabbed and where. And I mean, I suppose even with Sabine, she shouldn't have survived that. But yeah, it's just, it's just really ridiculous, like I say. And yeah,
Well, anyway, on to so the first episode was slap bang average in my opinion. Then the next one, yeah, obviously she's in the hospital bed and stuff, and I think the David Tennant droid's quite entertaining when he's like, "Oh, well, you weren't that much of a good Jedi, were you? After you quit your training." So that was quite good. It's quite cool. I guess the section where when they go to that scrapyard's okay. Because while the character who's giving the tour isn't particularly that interesting, at the end of the day, it's cool how he just comes across as so casual, and then he's like, "For the Empire!" Well, someone else tries to shoot them, and then Sabine takes them down, and takes them all down with the gun, and yeah, not Sabine, Sedula, and Ahsoka runs after that one person. I can't really remember it that well, to be honest with you. I just remember the scene seeming okay, but I was kind of bored. The ship escape was a little bit like, just looks a bit boring, and like the ship's just like,
yeah, like Ahsoka and that Inquisitor Merrock. Is it Merrock? Is it Marok? Merrock? However you say it, I don't know. They had a little battle, didn't they? They had a little duel.
That's it, yeah.
Which was, I guess it was okay. But then, yeah, it seems like she kind of outclasses him, and he has to. I guess he has to escape. And that's that. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I can remember much more of that episode. To be fair, I can't remember. Was that the episode where? I can't remember. That's the episode where they showed you the mural from Rebels with the characters on, and then I don't know. I can't remember whether that's the one where like Ahsoka and Sabine meet back up, and then is that when Sabine decides to actually like be her apprentice again? I don't know. Not sure.
Yeah.
But,
no, I already know what you've changed yourself to. Something George Long, something. James, stop doing that. What are you on about? I haven't done the hand sign that you always seem to do on the daily. But yeah, so You know, that episode was a little bit boring. Time to Fly. Oh yeah, that's when Syndulla's trying to convince the board of directors to do something about it, and they're like, "Oh, we're not getting involved with war. This is a new republic. It's not a rebellion anymore." And so yeah, they're just bloody. I guess it would be a bit boring if they sent a whole army and everything got resolved easy. the the Jed, what are they called? What's the name for him again? Those types of Jedi, Ray Stevenson and what's the name?
Dark Jedi.
And that's it. Yeah, so it would have been a bit boring if the Dark Jedi just got murked by the rebellion, and then Grand Admiral Thrawn and that other lady. I can't even remember her name again now.
Morgan.
That's it. Yeah, Morgan Elsbeth. Yeah, it would have been a bit boring if they just got mowed down. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, so that's just how the bloody republic is, unfortunately. But I suppose the senators are like, "Oh, Grand Admiral Thrawn, he's never coming back," and Bridger, well, there you go. Can't really remember a lot about this episode, to be honest. I just sort of thought it was just a bit of just another old episode, to be honest. Just same old.
Oh yeah, actually, I think I can remember episode 3 now. It was one of the worst, I think, wasn't it? It was not much happened in it. It was one of the shortest ones, and then didn't Sabine have like a training session on the ship?
I really can't remember it, to be honest.
I don't know whether it was with training remote. It felt like there was some it felt like Dave Filoni was trying to make some callbacks to A New Hope, but they just weren't. I don't know. It just wasn't necessary, I don't think, and it really didn't. I don't think there were really good callbacks to A New Hope. Like, those moments in A New Hope were just miles better than what he was trying to sort of copy. He was even like using bits of dialogue again from A New Hope, and I just think, that's a bit lazy. I don't know. It's just, yeah. I don't know. There's. I mean, I know there's in certain pieces of Star Wars media, like there's callbacks and there's like, there's meant to be stuff like that maybe, which makes sense. But then I just think, just try and come up with more original ideas.
Look at what George has done to the ALP.
Using me now. Yeah. I was going to say, actually, it's kind of weird that in that photo or thumbnail he sent, how is it me and you are the only ones with grey hair? We're the oldest people in that one. I don't think any of them really has grey hair in that.
It's strange how he's made us old and everyone else.
Yeah.
Him and Aaron just look like they've got a beard. They don't look.
Yeah, like George has literally just grew a beard somehow. But
and then I'm just thinking, why does George look young on the photo? When I'm not being rude, but Aldi chips, pizzas, and burgers and fish and chips every Friday. You're going to age about 20 million years. You're not going to look 23 when you're 93. It's ridiculous. If you make it to 93 on that diet, bloody hell, you've done. I don't know. Well, you're not going to feel very good, but you've done well, I guess. You've got some next level genetics there, haven't you? Bloody hell. Mind you, George is the man who said that he would be a head in a jar just for the latest Doctor Who collectibles.
God, that is just.
But then said he'd want the head in the jar to be connected to the robot and have his cock and balls connected to the robot somehow, so he can still feel them. So I don't think he understands how robots work. You can't. Even if you had full control of the suit, you wouldn't be able to feel anything. You'd just be moving a bunch of metal around, so it'd just be very strange. And selling your kidney for £400,000 just for the latest collectibles, I don't get it.
Oh God, yeah.
It is kind of. I mean, I know we discussed this ages and ages ago, didn't we? The kidney discussion, but it is kind of tempting because, damn, 400 odd grand, it'd put me really nicely to just sort of ride off into the sunset and have a laugh. But I'd still need to work and stuff. But obviously, what if you have a health problem straight after and you've only got one kidney? It's not good, is it? So, and the thing is, it's pretty much impossible. I don't think as an alive person you can sell your kidney, can you? Anyway, you'd have to go to the black market, and they're not going to give you £400,000. Probably like a few thousand. So or like the
if that,
just
yeah.
like the illegal market, just yeah. Anyway, back to it. So episode 4, pretty good. I think it kicks things off. There's finally a fair bit of action. I like how we got this other new planet. There are some new planets, but a lot of them are just a bit naff. But this one, I kind of like some of the environments and some of the architecture in there, to be honest. And I think, as I say, I think the action's great. I really love the scene where Ray Stevenson kicks Ahsoka's ass, and then Sabine could shoot it if she wanted to, but she chooses not. Well, she chooses not to shoot that ball, just to have a chance to meet Ezra, to see Ezra Bridger again. Even though it does seem a little bit silly, because the thing is, like, Ezra Bridger got, I don't know how it happened. How did it actually happen in Rebels when him and Admiral Thrawn go off into the sunset holding hands in the Thelma and Louise sports car?
From what I remember, I don't know. I know that like Ezra got, I suppose he got onto his Star Destroyer, and then they're on the bridge, and I guess he managed to. I guess he managed to like sort of hold Thrawn in place. I think. I don't know whether Thrawn. I can't remember whether Thrawn tried to shoot him and he only sort of grazed his shoulder or something. But then Ezra used the Force, I think, to get his blaster out of his hand, and then he sort of had him in place with the Force, and then the Purrgil wrapped their like tentacles or whatever around him, and he was sort of stuck in that, and then.
What, did they go through some portal or get sucked into the whale's arse or something?
Now and then, because they're meant to be hyperspace whales, aren't they? So then they just went into hyperspace from there. They took the Star Destroyer and
the whales ate the hyperspace. The whales ate the ship, did they?
No, they didn't. They didn't eat it. They just, I guess, there were just a bunch of them who sort of like latched onto it or something, and then they went into hyperspace. So yeah, so
was it sad when Ezra Bridger got dragged off, or was no one bothered?
I guess it was I guess a little bit, I suppose. A bit.
Did you shed a tear or two or not?
Nah, no. I'm pretty sure I didn't know.
You were probably laughing. You were like, oh no, you were like, new Grand Admiral Thrawn, new. Do you like him as much as the Star Wars fans do, or are you not that bothered about him as a villain?
I did. I thought. I mean, I liked him in Rebels. I just, like I say, I still haven't read the old Legends books that he's in, though. That's the thing, I've heard stuff and know bits about what happens in those, and so I know about him. But yeah, I mean, I do like him, like I say, but I think to really perhaps maybe sort of learn about more of his genius, I think I'd have to read those Heir to the Empire books, I think.
Yeah.
That trilogy, yeah.
Well, George, but I already told you we old gracefully? You mean age gracefully? I already told you we old gracefully. That
oh no, you might have been trying to say grow old gracefully, I think.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. The oil smooths my wrinkles.
That isn't how eating shit food for the rest of your life works, George. And you agreed with it. I didn't say I'd sell my kidney. I said it's tempting, but I wouldn't do it. I never said I'd sell my kidney. I said it's tempting, but I wouldn't do it. And then get a kidney transplant. No, I wouldn't do that. No, because it might not be compatible with you. And do you really think that you're going to get a new kidney cheap after you were dumb enough to sell your own? No, you're going to be. Well, I guess you could just lie to a hospital and say I lost my kidney. Well, how? Yeah,
that's all it would take.
Oh yeah, no, you get 50 new kidneys. Yeah, you just go, and instead of just one new one, you'd be like, have them all. Yes, I can sell all these. Yeah. You'd have an overload. George have a complete overload of the money he'd have on top of his quintillions.
Mm.
Sea whales drag the starship in place in episode 6. Okay. Not of Rebels, you mean of Ahsoka? Gosh, because I wasn't sure, because I don't know if George was referring. Because I was.
Oh, is he just on about
I was.
where? Yeah, I think he's just on about where the Ahsoka and Hugh Yang are on the ship, and then it's in the whale's mouth, isn't it? And they end up at
Okay.
that on that planet. I think that's what he's on about.
Sea whales. Yeah. I shed a few white tears to Ahsoka and Hera. Well, I haven't. I mean,
Okay.
as much as I love General Sadula, I haven't looked up the Rule 34 for her. I'm not that bloody mental about it. And I don't know. I don't really. I mean, Ahsoka is kind of good looking, but Sabine and General Sadula are the number one in my opinion, both of them. And then probably the Ukrainian lady. Actually, I think this is a good way to weave into speaking about Ahsoka herself. I don't know. I haven't seen the actress in other stuff. She seemed all right in the Mando when she played Ahsoka there, and I didn't mind her too much in Boba Fett when she was waffling on to Luke and
Oh yeah.
Mando. But the thing is, I really thought when she has to be a lead and carry the whole thing, she was just like Sabine was destined to make she was destined to make this choice. It was pre-fated. I should have seen it coming. I expected too much of her. Oh, Sabine, you're alive. Oh, Anakin, what's going on here? Oh. But obviously, what's mad is that the teenage Ahsoka seemed far better. She seemed like whoever that actress was did a great job at portraying Ahsoka. Like, I mean, doing anything as a kid is difficult. You know, if you try and train a sport, you're not really going to be even like you're obviously not going to have the strength, but your brain won't be good enough to like be technically good. So acting as a kid takes far more skill. But the thing is, man, whoever that kid was, she did a great job as Ahsoka. She's probably the best on-screen portrayal of her so far. But I think you mentioned something to me. I wish that when they did, first off, I wish they didn't do the Battle of Mandalore. I wish they'd done some battle we hadn't seen before with the other flashback. And I do wish it was an older actress playing her because it would have made more sense because that took place 3 years later.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think the actress who played young
George,
Ahsoka
what the
apparently
fucking
played.
hell? Sorry. I don't know why the hell he's done this for. Can you change the PFP? That's ridiculous.
Oh, I can. Yeah.
Your bloody odd fantasies.
Mm.
Anyway, what were you saying?
Yeah,
Liam?
I was just saying. I think apparently the actress who played young Ahsoka played young Gamora in Infinity War.
Oh shit! I didn't know.
Yeah, so apparently, I think. Was it? Yeah, like I said, I do think though in the Siege of Mandalore flashback that they should have had another actress playing Ahsoka, someone
Yeah.
who was a bit older, because at that point, she should be a bit older because this is the end of the Clone Wars, and she just looks too young in that one, I think.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, we think Ahsoka's dead, but obviously she's not bloody dead. She's the main character. They're not just going to kill off like that, are they? So she's actually with Anakin in the in some sort of other. He looks like some sort of Jedi purgatory, and he rolls up to her and he's like, "I need to teach you some. Hey, Snips, I need to teach you some more stuff." And then we get the cool flashbacks, and I do like seeing the clone troopers in that battle and stuff. They do a good job showing off a battle, but I don't know when Ahsoka's holding the hand of the dead trooper. But at the same time, I don't know. I just wish they could like actually have some new actor play the clone troopers instead of just Tamira Morrison all the time. Because the issue is he's so old. If they take the helmets off, they're gonna have to do the de-age stuff. I don't like it where you can't see any of the clones' faces. You know, like that one who was dying. It would have probably made the scene a lot more impactful if you could actually see the emotion on his face instead of just his head being wrapped up.
Hmm. Yeah, I do. I understand. Yeah, what George is saying that. The only thing is I mean, using Ashley Eckstein, who voiced Ahsoka, I mean, I'd say the only problem would be
Is she young or old?
no, I think she's in her
Oh, she's only
40s now.
42. She's only
I think
42.
she's similar age to, I think, Rosario Dawson, but I just don't know whether for, like, playing an older Ahsoka, whether she'd be a bit too short, though. I think she's a bit shorter, like, because of course, Ahsoka grows a little bit since the Clone Wars, like, in height, and
Oh
so she's
yeah,
a bit
she's
taller
really
in Rebels,
little.
and yeah, so I think she'd be too short. That's the only problem. But yeah, I mean, I can understand because they used Bo-Katan's voice actress. She played her,
And she did a
the
smashing
voice.
job.
Yeah, I guess her height sort of works, I guess.
She's quite tall, isn't she? Whoever played her.
Well, I don't know. I don't. She's not tall, but she's not. I guess she's not too short, I suppose, compared to like Clone Wars. So,
Yeah,
um, yeah. Uh, mm.
yeah, she's
So it's
5'9",
unfortunate, but yeah.
so it would have been a bit
Mm.
weird. Like Rosia Dawson. Um, or how do I say it?
Rosario.
Rosario Dawson. So
Mm.
with her height 5'9", that's fine. With a 5'1" person playing Ahsoka, it would have been a little bit odd compared to how she was in the show at that point. Because as you say, she wasn't 5'1". She was like probably 5'9", wasn't she?
I don't think she's 5'9". I don't think Rosario's 5'9". I think she's
It says
like
she is. It says on here she is.
I don't know if that's right though, because like you get some celebrity heights online, and I don't think some of them are
Oh
accurate.
wait, no, it says 5'7". Yeah, never mind then. But still, 5'1". It might have looked a bit odd. But still, I think they could have done that if they... George, change the fucking photo. I'm not getting that comment up. Change the photo now. That's ridiculous. You know the picture of me and Ben that's re-edited. George, change the photo. I'm getting rid of that
Oh, I
comment.
see it.
What an idiot. I'm putting you in a timeout, George. You're not having that photo on there. That's ridiculous. It's a me and Ben like this, but he's got a bunch of stupidness and a flag in the
Yeah,
background.
I had to really look close to see it from there, but yeah. I was gonna, but Ahsoka, yeah, at that point when she's old, I think she's meant to be about 5'7", so Rosario's a bit closer in height to that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so Ahsoka's a bit of a boring arse in the show. She doesn't really have much to say, or she just doesn't like act that bothered at all. It's just strange. It's probably one of the most lifeless performances in Star Wars history, to be honest. I was really just baffled. But yeah, with the Clone Wars stuff, I wasn't like jumping for joy like most people were with the fan service, but I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was all right. It was a nice, unexpected turn. I thought Hayden Christensen showed that he could play Anakin in a good way. It's just down to the writing and how George Lucas said to him, "Oh, you got to act like poetry" and all that rubbish and all the overacting and silliness. When he's told to act seriously, he can do a good job. I just feel like George Lucas was just a complete bellend. Well, no, not as this is just as a director, by the way. As a person, he seems like a smashing bloke. Giving the $4 billion to charity that he sold Star Wars for, but as a director, he just was making idiotic moves, probably, and saying, "Oh, you need to act like poetry." Oh. And then Anakin's going, "I hate you. I don't like sand. You won't take that from me. If you're not with me, you're my enemy." And all that silliness and all that stupidity. Well, the Anakin in Clone Wars, he wouldn't have been like that. He would have just been, well, sort of like when things happens to his loved ones and the Jedi just being stupid. That's what got him pissed off, it seemed. But yeah, anyway, good stuff with that episode. And then we got the final 3 episodes to talk about. Have you got anything else you want to say?
Well, I just wanted to backtrack a bit, if that's all right, because
Yeah.
like with episode 4, I mean that episode was maybe one of the stronger episodes. Like like you say, that the fight with Ahsoka and Balin was it was decent. And I guess it was, it was nice for a change, I guess, for like Balin to sort of essentially beat Ahsoka, I guess, because of the circumstances. And even though I'd argue he was kind of struggling against her, but and then you said it was, I guess it was also kind of interesting how Sabine sort of joined Balin and Shin to, she wanted to find Ezra and give up the map or whatever. But the whole thing with Ahsoka versus Merok, was it Merok? However you say his name. Of course, that character just ended up being just a load of dust, didn't it, or whatever, like Night Sister magic or whatever.
Yeah.
And then and then with the next episode, which was the Anakin one, like again, I wasn't, like you say, I wasn't crazy about it. Like I wasn't, like a lot of people were. There's some nice stuff, like I say, like some callbacks to the Clone Wars and flashbacks, and some of that, was decent. I guess seeing Anakin again and Hayden again was cool. He did a pretty good job.
Mm.
Like I say, young Ahsoka played the part well. And there's some decent choreography with young Ahsoka. There was some like okay choreography at times when like when Ahsoka and Anakin were fighting, like in that place. I don't know whether it was meant to be the world between worlds or what it was meant to be, but it was all right. But I still think, the choreography could be better, definitely. I guess it was one of the better episodes, but a lot of fan service and I guess as well that the de-aging for Anakin looked better than it did in Kenobi. In Kenobi, it seemed like they didn't really do any de-aging, whereas here I think
Yeah.
it worked pretty well. And Hayden's still got the moves, definitely. Like he's still
Indeed.
definitely got the skills, like because he did so much practice back when he was doing the prequels, so trained for hours on end. So he's still got it compared to, like, say, Ahsoka and Rosario Dawson, who hasn't had all of that experience and all
Mhm.
those hours of training, and it shows. So I guess that was one of the stronger episodes. I suppose. But
Indeed,
yeah.
George. He hasn't aged.
Not much now, but he had been de-aged a bit in that episode, but he's aged pretty well in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I guess we're on episode 6 now, aren't we? Yeah.
So they all roll up. Grand Admiral Thrawn flies very slowly, and they try and build it all up. And he's like, "Oh, well, I haven't seen you all for a while. It's good to see you again. Oh yeah, get the supplies ready, please." So that was some interesting stuff. Obviously, the Great Mothers, the Sarge Ventress looking people. They're like, "Oh, we'll get him back," and he flies back, and he's got all his troops, and they've been surviving all these years. And instead of shooting Sabine, he's like, "All right, you can go and try and find Ezra. Good luck," But then obviously, what's weird is that he sends the two mercenaries after Sabine. And it's like, what? Well, you were letting her go to find Ezra. If it's really, really hard, why would you? Why, if it's hard to find Ezra, why not just send her off on her own? And the blokes in the wasteland might have killed her anyway. So it just seems a bit daft that he'd send the mercenaries. But then afterwards, he's like, "Oh well, if the mercenaries die, that's whatever." And it's like, well, you're killing off two useful people. What the hell is you? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But who's Nick?
Nick.
I think I know what George is trying to do. I think I know what George is trying to do.
Oh, yeah.
Because there is no character.
I know. Yeah, I know your game, George. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Next comment as well. Yeah. You might have seen it. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Mm.
very lame, George. I'm not getting that next comment of very lame
Mm.
indeed. But yeah, we're too far ahead of you, George. You
Yeah.
you need to catch up. 80 steps behind.
Our powers have doubled since we last met.
Oh yeah, yeah. Our powers have doubled since the last time we met. Eat, man. Well, twice as bright, double the power. Eat. We're not saying that, George. Eat, George. We're not. Eat. Eat.
Oh, good.
Who is that, George?
I'll be looking forward to this.
I don't know who you're talking about there, George. There's no character called that. Anyway, yeah, that episode's okay, I guess. It was just a bit boring, really, I guess. And the thing is, we build up to, Sabine's arc where she's given up so much stuff. She's willing to risk the galaxy going onto the brink of war. But again, we're not told what's so scary about Grand Admiral Thor. No, he's going to bring war back and the Empire back. How's he going to do that? Why is he so scary? Because to be honest, you can't really blame the New Republic for not going after her and believing Hera. Because at the end of the day, what the hell is going to... That's not his name, George. That's not his name. It's Jaqen, you fool.
Jason.
Oh, it's Jason. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
Jason.
it's spelled. I know it's not spelled like Jason, the normal name. It's spelled Jacen, but yeah, it's pronounced Jason. Yeah.
You got that one wrong, George. But
Was he trying to catch us out again? I don't know.
I think so. Anyway, so we build up to her arc and her finding Ezra Miller, and the thing. Sorry, Ezra
Oh
Bridger.
god, you done it again. Oh god.
Never mind. Ezra Miller.
Someone needs to make a clip of that, like the amount of time James said Ezra Miller instead of Ezra Bridger. Oh.
But, yeah, so Ezra. Yeah, I was gonna. Well, I'll address why there hasn't been anything on the highlights later on. Because I was going to talk about highlights briefly, but I'll address it quickly now. With the highlights channel, I just can't be asked to put anything on there at the moment. I just want to focus on the big projects I've got on James the Coal Train. It's hard for me to edit two things at once because sometimes I don't know, like, okay, it is and it isn't. It's like I just rather focus on one thing, and sometimes when I put a load of editing into one thing, like the computer starts playing up if I'm editing other stuff, and it's like, I don't know, it's just sometimes it says, oh, you've got no memory, even though if I put loads of memory into the one project, it's fine. But then if I make another project and start putting some basic clips in that, it's like, oh, you watch out with your storage. So point is, I just can't be asked with it. And at the end of the day, it's not. Although maybe one day I'll put a bit. I don't know. We'll just have to see. I just don't want to do it at the moment with highlights and stuff. But yeah, we've what the hell was I saying? Oh yeah, so she sees Ezra Bridger, and God's sake, she sees Ezra. She sees Ezra Bridger, and she's just like, oh, Ezra, oh, it's good to see you again. It's like, hold on, you gave everything up. You pretty much risked the galaxy's safety, according to a lot of these characters. You'd think she'd be like crying a little bit, tears of joy, and giving him a hug, not just being all like, oh, hello. You risked your whole life. You risked everything. You might not even get back to your normal galaxy, you silly pleb. You risked all this stuff, and your reaction is like one of the weirdest reunited, like two characters reuniting. Like, it's just the acting is just dreadful. It is one of the most poorly acted scenes when it comes to two characters reuniting. Very, very poor.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do agree. To be fair.
And then obviously in episode 7, we get Syndulla trying to be like, look, you need to, come along now, otherwise I'm going to start clapping really loudly in here, and it'll the noise will be echoed all throughout the building. If she starts clapping, not with her hands. So yeah. And the thing is, as well, 3PO shows up and everyone's like, and it's like, bro, who cares? Why is there so much fan service in this, man?
I know, yeah.
Just get someone else. It's like you can't. It's not even. It's just like he comes into the room. Like, why couldn't they have just had some other joystick up for or something? It's just annoying. It's like, I don't know. He's been in every film. I would have rather just seen Jar Jar Binks come in and ruin the series or something stupid, or Boss Nass come in and go we some. I mean, he needs more fan service dedicated to him. He could just go, we some Misa pissed off at how you treat the Naboo, and then the whole show could have just ended there and scrapped this new nonsense film where Grand Admiral Thrawn's a villain. And so,
yeah, C-3PO, like I say, that showing up was just unnecessary.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think all the titles are quite unoriginal, like, Master and Apprentice, ooh, Toil and Trouble, what? Time to Fly, yippee, Fallen Jedi, sounds a lot like Fallen Order, Shadow Warrior, that's generic, Far, Far Away, what are we, in Shrek now? Dreams and Madness, that doesn't get anyone interested, and the Jedi, the Witch and the Warlord, the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe rip-off.
Yeah, that's what it's meant to be based.
The titles, I know titles don't matter too much because you can have a title called anything, like Friends is just an average American comedy, but all their titles are the one where this happens, and it's that smart because it's like the titles, and although the show I don't think is particularly that smart, the titles are kind of smart because it's like the one where this happens, because that's how everyone refers to episodes. It's like you either say the name of the episode and then you say the one where this happens, or you just say the one where this happens. Like I might say, I don't know, Ozymandias, Breaking Bad. Oh yeah, that's the one where. Are you going to watch Breaking Bad or?
Probably not, no.
Oh, you should watch it. It's one of the best shows ever, but you've been warned for spoilers. Where the gangsters show up and Hank and his deputy cop, I can't remember his name now off the top of my head. I wish I could remember his name. I think it's Steve Gomez. I'm not sure though. They shoot down with the biker gang, and then biker gang fuck Walt off. Well, they pretty much do fuck him off, and they kidnap Jesse, and it's all like, and the acting's amazing, and it's quite chaotic when Walter gets back at home to his family. But actually, I'm trying to. I think I'm actually getting the episodes mixed up. I'm not sure if I'm, but to be honest, though, the episode after that, after Ozymandias, is good if I'm getting them mixed up. Yeah, I think I am actually. Yeah, Ozymandias. Not everyone survives the gun battle. Oh, okay. So I think it starts off with the showdown and everything, and then it's chaotic afterwards. But yeah, anyway, what the hell was I saying? Yeah, so everyone's like, yippee, yippee, fan service again, and they have to bring up Leia, sending him to court and stuff, and it's like, it's just all bloody fan service and all that crap. But yeah, I mean, Ahsoka and what's her face, the robot there attacked, by the enemy fighters and stuff. And then they managed to land on the planet and what have you. And I think that's when Ahsoka rolls up to. Is that when Ahsoka reunites with them again, or is that in the next episode? I can't really remember.
Are we talking about episode 7?
Yeah.
I think it is this episode. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it is. Yeah, because they're together, the three of them, for most of the finale, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's episode 7. Yeah, and then they have that fight in the village or whatever, don't they?
Oh yeah.
Against the troopers, and I guess Shin shows up, but it's just not very good, really. And you got Ezra not using a lightsaber and using
That
the
was
Force.
so
It doesn't.
gimpy. That was
It doesn't
so
look very good.
stupid.
No,
It
it
just
doesn't look
looked
very good.
because it makes the villain look stupid. It makes the villain look like she can't hit him, and it makes him look like a complete numpty. You know, like how
Yeah,
would he
like
be?
I don't know. Yeah, I just wish he would have been. Yeah, like cooler and a bit more competent. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, how could
Yeah.
he dodge a lightsaber when he's had no training for so long? And why wouldn't he bloody try and use one? It's just ridiculous. It'd make it more likely for him, Sabine and Ahsoka, to leave with their lives intact. Hint highlights that there will be 3 new movies. One is a Ray spin-off. Second is Founders of the Force. Third will be Dave Filoni
Yeah, I know. I was going to say Filoni. Apparently, he's called Dave Filoni.
wrapping up Mando, Ahsoka, and Boba. Damn, Callum's corner the rest. What are you? Have you come back? That never happened. Anyway, what the hell was I even saying? No, I guess we can just move on to episode 8. The zombie troopers are okay. Morgan just gets her ass killed, and bloody Thrawn doesn't care. The two mercenaries just get shafted. Bloody Ray Stevenson is just staring into a mountain. I know it's meant to be some Mortis Triad arc or whatever. It's some person online said it's the Mortimer. It's
Yeah,
you know what
apparently,
he's on
yeah,
about.
because so apparently, because I don't think I even noticed this myself when I first watched it, but yeah, apparently you can tell actually, but the statue he's standing on is the father from the Mortis arc, and then there's a statue next to him, and you can sort of see that it's meant to be the son, and then the other one which is missing a head is meant to be the daughter.
Oh,
But I
those.
guess, yeah, they're the Mortis gods. Yeah. From
Are
the
those the ones
Clone
you
Wars,
told
yeah.
me about the other week? The one that
Yeah.
poked Ahsoka and she died, and then
Yeah, the son did, yeah. But apparently, yeah, I think the daughter statue is missing the head because I know Star Wars theories mentioned this, but it's apparently because Ahsoka is sort of like the daughter now because the daughter like transferred a sort of life essence into her. So I don't know, maybe that's what it is. But then Balin's meant to be looking at something in the distance, isn't he? Like a mountain, and then you can see something sort of like a light sort of glistening or whatever, which I think is meant to be like the one you see on Mortis. I don't know whether there's a link or something. But of course, people who don't remember that arc or haven't watched the Clone Wars will have no idea what that scene was about.
it
What was going on.
seems a bit daft on there. And I know a guy who brought the 2 Ahsoka lightsabers before she lost one of them. Filoni, because he has a micro penis like you. What are you on about, George? Anyway, so well, yeah. So Ahsoka's bloody below average. I didn't enjoy it. I hear that classic drink yet.
Mortimer's Orchard, because you were saying Mortimer's, weren't you? Whatever you knew about Mortis.
Yeah. Show's like a bloody 5 out of 10, 5.5. Bored, weird. Not a fan. I'm a bit more harsh with the ratings now. I can't even remember most of the stuff that happened in it, to be honest. So
I'm trying to think what I'll give it. Yeah, I think I'll agree. To be fair, I'll probably give it a 5 as well. Yeah.
fair.
Yeah,
So,
I was just going to say, can I just say a few more things about the finale? Because I'd noted some stuff down that I wanted to say before.
Yep, go for it. The floor is yours.
Yeah. So, before I mention the finale, with the 2-episode premiere at the start, I kind of did enjoy that. Like, it was one of the premieres of like a Star Wars show I actually enjoyed a bit more than others. Even though they do have problems and they did drag at times, and they could have been shorter, definitely. And they're definitely not so good looking back at them now. But yeah, in terms of the finale, like I was kind of mixed on it, but it wasn't really that great overall. Like the first half wasn't as good, including the action. It was just, action scenes and the pacing seemed slow, so there was a lack of tension and impact. It seemed like everyone was moving slowly, as if like, oh, we've got all the time in the world, you know, not to worry. We'll succeed in the end, Um, and then yeah, lack of urgency, and it was like it was taking forever for like the Star Destroyer, Thrawn's Star Destroyer, to escape. And I kind of did like the Ahsoka and Morgan Elspeth fight scene. Like, I guess it was like the end of that rivalry in a sense compared to like when they fought in the Mando. But I did like that, like the choreography, especially I think as Morgan Elspeth, the one who plays Morgan Elspeth. If you didn't know, I think she's the granddaughter of Bruce Lee, I think. So she's
For a
really
few
good.
ball suckers.
She has skills with a
Oh,
sword.
fucking got enough of you.
Yeah, I thought that was a highlight. There's some good choreography there.
Yeah! What the bloody hell? There's three of you? Yes! There's three of us. The Liam army is taking over the world. We shall show you and all who have defied us what is what. What are you gonna do? Ah! You fucking idiot! Guys!
Yes, yes. Can I actually finish what I was going to say now? Then
Yes!
or not?
Now,
No.
first order.
All right. Goodbye then.
No, I'm trying to.
What?
Oh, I've stopped it now.
Yeah. So.
Oh shit! Sorry, I was trying to.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I thought that Ahsoka and Morgan Elspeth fight scene was a highlight. I guess. It's funny actually because the finale only focused on Ahsoka, Ezra, and Sabine. I kind of forgot about Balin and Shin, which is not great. But until they actually popped up at the end of the episode for like 10 seconds each. Well, 10 seconds in total, more like. Yeah, so they were disappointingly underutilized. Really, they really were, considering it's the finale. You might have thought, oh, they had a bigger part to play, but no. And it seemed like Shin's fate as well. Her just joining that tribal, those like bandits or whatever on the planet, was just a bit like, is this the end of her arc then, or is this what's going on? It's just underwhelming.
It seems mental, doesn't it? Oh, sorry to interrupt because I know
Yeah.
you were giving a lot of good information there, but yeah, it does seem quite mental that. I'll get to George's comments in a second, but yeah, it does seem quite mental that like, what are they going to do with her after this? She's probably not going to be in the movies they're making. How is she going to get off the planet? Is she just going to roam this planet forever with this new galaxy or this humongous planet and just like do her own thing? Like what? I don't understand it. It's weird.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, Ahsoka and Sabine are stuck on the planet too, aren't they?
Yeah, but they can get off with a ship, can't they?
I don't know. Maybe I'm not
They've
sure.
got a ship there, haven't they? They've got a Ahsoka ship still. Don't you remember because they're floating in space right at the end. So they've still got that ship.
No, they weren't floating in space, were they? I'm
They
pretty
were,
sure
no,
they
they were
had to
behind
go.
Grand Admiral Thrawn's ship. They were.
Yeah, but then he escaped, didn't he? Just before they could
Yeah.
get to him or whatever.
Yeah,
So
but
they had to
I
go
thought
back
they
to the
were.
planet.
Yeah, but I thought they were just going to regroup and then they'd fly back.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I think the idea is that they're meant to be stuck there at the moment, and of course Ezra now is back in the main galaxy with Hera, and they reunite. Yeah. So otherwise, oh yeah, I've wrote that I thought it was emotional when Ezra was reunited with Hera. I guess that's more like if you watch Rebels, but
Yeah, when he lands, that was an all right scene because they were all like looking,
Mm.
damn, he's here, and he's like, yep, hello. I
Yeah.
do find it interesting how the tables return. Like now they're stuck on that planet in that galaxy, and he's back home.
Yeah. I suppose, yeah. Although it was
I was going to say, sorry, he's put his weird fantasies in there. I know you have a massive, big one, but you don't have to put it on other people. It's my favourite. Well, George, you've probably been watching me a bit too much. You weirdo, bloody hell. It's my second favourite. Actually, that looks stupid out of context because the first bit I say it's a massive one when I'm reading that, but then on the second bit I'm like, you've been watching me too much. It looks like I'm admitting to having a what he's trying to accuse me of when it's a reasonable size, definitely. But obviously, people have to say that theirs is big. It's just, unfortunately, we in school, George took a bizarre photo that a lot of the school unfortunately saw, but yet he's trying to say that he's got an 11, 12 incher. So it's very strange. Very strange. I mean, that's like a foot. So I don't know what George. I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? It's ridiculous. It's my second favorite. Have you gone mad? It's just about to be Obi-Wan Bing Bong. Together banging shit. I know it's stupid, isn't it? They have Ahsoka shit, but they need the ring they had. But couldn't they just get the whales to call it the whales? I don't know. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was going to say, George, Balin and Shin didn't even have 3 minutes in the finale. Like I said, they probably both had like a total of 10 seconds in the finale. Or, maybe 20 seconds. But yeah, I mean, just really underutilized there. I suppose I've also said that it's kind of nice to see Anakin's Force Ghost at the end on the planet, just watching over, I guess, Ahsoka, and then Sabine's there as well, I suppose. And I've also said that it would have been good and maybe more satisfying if Balin's fate was a bit clearer. Could be a link to, but yeah, like it's meant that there could be a link to Mortis, I guess. Yeah, like it seems to suggest, but yeah, it kind of. I just wonder what's going to happen to him now. Whether he's going to pop up in the film or whether he's going to be recast. I don't know, but yeah, I think it would have been good if his fate was a bit clearer. But I guess it's meant to be ambiguous and up in the air. So
it's just extremely sad that he died in real life. The bloke, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because like a lot of people said, he was one of the highlights of the show, the character and his acting, and one of the more interesting characters.
Yeah, he was definitely the best. I mean, I know obviously waffle on about General Zadula and stuff, but if I'm being honest and objective, yeah, he was the best character in the show. He did a great job. And rest in peace to Ray Stevenson, indeed.
Yeah.
My dad thought it was stupid that Ezra stole a ship. Well, what else was he meant to do when he jumped on the shuttle? It does seem weird. It does seem like a weird plan. Like, what were they going to do? Like, take on the whole army and kill Thrawn? I just don't really. And then only one of them being able to get up there. It seems odd in general, but I don't get what Ezra. The way they wrote it with just Ezra getting on. I don't know what else he could have done. Really,
they sort of glossed over it. That's the problem. It's like, oh, well, you just expected to go along with the fact that he got on the Star Destroyer because somehow Sabine was able to use the Force to such a degree that she was able to launch him high enough so he could get onto it somehow. Even though, like I said, she's hardly meant to be able to use the Force, and she hardly has any Force potential. So
yeah,
that was a bit stupid.
Out of nowhere, she gets it.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Are you all right to give it a rating then before we swiftly move on to the segments?
Yeah, I was just going to quickly say, sorry, yeah, they glossed over how he, how Ezra sort of got off the ship and that he just stole a ship and that he managed to disguise as a stormtrooper and not be detected. So that was a bit stupid, but yeah, I gave it a rating before, like you. I'll give it a 5 out of 10, like you. So yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. George has put, I have a 1 incher that a lot of boss Nazis and Gungans and a fat man has liked very much over the years. Thank you very much. I think as Tywin Lannister said in Game of Thrones, if anyone has to say, if any king has to say, I am the king, he is not the king. That's all, that's all I'll say. But yeah. Anyway, we're swiftly moving on to so the yes, no today. Now, how much would we have to pay you? I love how Ben's put a laughing face in the group chat at
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
George's new nickname. So this is the question. So George gets to write a Star Wars film, and me and you have to direct it. So, but basically, it's a Star Wars film that's going to ruin Star Wars, and he incorporates like the 15 versions of himself and MGs flying around and being the best thing in the universe. Basically, it's the worst script ever, and we have to somehow make it better. So, £1.
No.
Oh yeah, we do have to split it both ways, don't we? So hopefully you'd pick a good amount. £2,000.
No.
£10,000.
No.
£100,000. £250,000. 700k. $1 million. I wouldn't mind doing it for 500, but to be honest, if it's something that's going to ruin souls and you're going to get loads of backlash, yeah, it's 3 million.
Bit more.
To be honest, I'd say what I'd take, because I'd feel bad having to direct a crappily wrote script that George just clumped together. I'd say 30 million.
Oh damn! Yeah.
15 million each.
I actually wasn't going to go that high.
Oh, what would you? What would have you done? Like 10 million?
Yeah, maybe.
All right, if I'm being realistic, I'd probably do it for like 3 or 4 million. Probably it don't really bother me. But then you think about all the extra baggage that's going to follow you around for years. It seems like 30 million is more appropriate. But yeah, that was yes, it's new. So I did have other segments planned, but it has got a little bit late. I did want to do a quick. Oh wait, Job Slobs and Triple A. Might as well do them. Actually, those were the segments, and there was gaming news. If there's anything that, well, just news in general. If there's anything that, I guess, sounds interesting. So, basically, Triple A, amazing, awful animals. So here we go. So a bunch of crocodiles save a dog from drowning. What do you think? It's mad.
I know. Yeah.
Have you heard about that story?
No.
Well, basically, I'll get the article up. So the thing is, one crocodile, I'm not trying to sound like a mental case, but one crocodile, maybe there's one really good-hearted crocodile that's not too hungry on a day, but a group of them rescuing basically fresh meat in their eyes is mad. So save a stranded dog in the river instead of eating it, in possible case of emotional empathy. Giant reptiles have a reputation for being opportunistic predators, but chose to nudge the dog to safety in what scientists say may be sentient behaviour suggestive of cross-species empathy. Thing is, with most carnivores, they usually, or most animals in general, it's usually like they usually look after the family or the tribe, but other like another lion from another lioness or another lion from another pack, they're just going to kill, aren't they? So it's really insane that they've saved this dog. Not only is it a different species, well, not only is it not part of their group, it's a different species entirely. So it's just one of the maddest things recorded in human history. And obviously there's so much things going on in wildlife that we're not going to find out about because it's going on all around the world, isn't it? There's probably stuff going on in the bug world that we don't know about, weird things that animals, that the bugs do or that mammals or animals do. Well, weird things that animals do. So mad, isn't it, really? But it's a nice, positive story. Anyway, so that was. Have you got anything to say about it before we move on to job slobs?
It's really unexpected, I guess. I suppose it's nice that it ended up turning into a positive rather than what you'd expect to be a negative story.
Yeah,
So fair play to the crocodiles.
indeed.
Yeah,
Um,
good on them.
job slobs, job slobs, job slobs. Would you rather be a croupier worker or a pharmacist?
Croupier, what's that?
Oh, it's when you just deal at the casino.
Oh, or a pharmacist.
Yeah.
Hmm. I guess I'd rather be a pharmacist, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I mean, at
Mm.
least with that job, you're going to like learn a lot, and you can help your family out with medications and stuff, and give them the right recommendations. Obviously, that you're going to be getting bombarded with people. I guess casinos also get bombarded. It depends where it is, but you're going to be getting bombarded with a lot of stressed people out at the casino. You just sort of have to say, "Well, sir or ma'am, you need to gamble responsibly. It's not our fault if you don't gamble and make the money." Because at the end of the day, as much as gambling is the daftest thing in the world, I want to give anyone here a PSA now. If anyone watches this in the future, don't bloody gamble. It is a waste of money. The only winner is the casino bosses. That's it. It's the biggest waste of money ever. And if you are going to gamble, only gamble what you're prepared to lose. So, like, if you're just gambling 5 or 10 quid for a laugh, or 20 quid, just if you're gambling for a laugh as a one-off, fair enough. But if you're like you're in a city, you just want to have a laugh with your mates. So let's see if we can win something. Whatever. Just having fun in a casino. But if you're like gambling on the weekly or on the regular or expecting to win something from it, you are a fool. Do not gamble under those circumstances. Don't gamble on the regular. Just do it occasionally for a bit of fun, like once a year or once every 2 years or whatever. Granted, if everyone did that, then they'd be all out of business. But it wouldn't bother me. I wouldn't be too bothered if they're out of business. I've never been to a casino, but I just mean if I don't know, if us and the squad was in a city and somewhere, and I don't know, just wanted to hop in a casino quickly and have a little go. I probably wouldn't want to, but I'm just saying, like, on the there's a small chance I wouldn't mind giving 20-30 quid away in some city just gambling or whatever. But it'd probably be a no. I'd probably rather do other things. Actually, yeah, fuck all that stuff that I just said. Yeah, I'd rather do something else, to be honest with you. I'd probably, if I was in a city somewhere, I'd rather like go out and about or do what you can do in that city rather than just going in a casino or get pissed, So yeah, don't gamble at all. Don't gamble in general. So yeah, that was a weird PSA from me, but yeah, I went all over the place. I've sent Spot the James. We're not doing Spot the James, George. Have you gone mad? This is the point of Spot the James is for me to. I mean, Liam, do you want to do Spot the James? Quick.
I mean, we could if you want. Yeah, I mean, I'll be up for it.
I mean, George, you usually like being here and going, actually, fuck it, let's invite George to the podcast now. Oh wow, George! I've seen the nick. No, you bloody! I've seen the nicknames.
Yeah.
What a cringe! See, mine was hilarious. Ben laughed at it. Yours was like bloody just cringe nonsense, George. And you've changed your own nickname. You couldn't handle the banter. Well, I've sent George the link, so we'll do Spot the James with Georgie. Come on, join George. Come on, George. Oh, he's here. Yeah, George has showed up.
Hello, boys.
Why haven't you got to your mental case?
Because I will put the plan on screen tonight. But it's a special occasion.
All right. So we'll get spot the James up then.
It's Ahsoka themed.
The fucking hell are you doing here?
God's sake.
So that. Oh, I'm here.
I can already
That's
see
quite
Leon's house. No. It's no-
Sniper Wolf's the best one.
good. Yeah.
Very topical.
There. Yeah. Well done, George. Fair play.
Thank you,
Oh,
thank you.
And there I am. So. You bastard! You absolute fucking bastard! You absolute. What it's just in the.
Oh yeah, I can see it now. Oh yeah.
Ahsoka's going to give
God.
birth to me. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Boy.
Have you just finished which I did that?
Huh?
Oh, and there
I
we go.
think Jay just
Always-
squeezed with
always
that
been
picture.
James. Always
No, I
been.
didn't. You see it. I never did that.
No.
And then you've got. Oh, you idiot! You idiot! Oh, God damn.
Not that bad.
No, I don't mind that it's the Ahsoka and that other character's boobs. It's the picture of me that I'm annoyed at.
I don't that's what to be annoyed at.
I'm not going to say what the picture was of, but you know what you've done, George.
What? It's just old you, isn't it?
No.
Isn't it?
No, it's the app that changes your face to a certain historical figure.
Well, no, that wasn't. That's the actual app. That's just what you turned out looking like.
My arse.
I am not joking. That's what you turned out looking like.
Your fantasies. What are you on about?
I've just said one more. If you want to put that on.
See, I was more concerned about the picture of me, not the Ahsoka boobies.
No, that's literally how you came out like, on that app. You look like Mr. H, and it was so funny.
Your bloody idol. You idiot, we're not doing that one. You absolute idiot, we're not doing that one.
Why not?
Because it's. Can you delete that? I don't even want that on there, George. I'm going to report the message. Can you just delete it?
Yes, I'll go delete it.
It's like. It isn't even a good. It's one of the worst spot the jam. Basically, it's a picture of some bloke in panties.
At least that's that one.
Oh, fuck's sake. Anyway, right. So let's just move on to the news because Spot the James is abysmal. All right. So if all right. So Nintendo Switch 2 backward compatibility strongly teased by Nintendo boss. Now this is a perfect direction for Nintendo to go in with the next console because the Xbox Series X is backwards compatible with all the Xbox One stuff. The PS5 is backwards compatible with all the PS4 stuff. So it just makes sense for like Nintendo Switch 2 to be backwards compatible with a lot of the Nintendo Switch stuff because you know you've spent all that money on a bunch of expensive Nintendo games. You don't want it to all go to waste, you know.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I think that's why quite a few Wii U games have been ported to the Switch because they can't really be backwards compatible with the Switch otherwise because you know Wii U is disc based and Switch is cartridge based. So
yeah.
But I guess if they're going to continue,
any of you get Spider-Man PS2? Not PS2. Spider-Man 2.
No, not yet. No, I still need to finish playing the first one and Miles Morales. So it's going to be easier, I think.
The story is excellent. All three so far.
Even if it was on the PC, I probably wouldn't. I don't know. I'm not really too fussed, but I've heard sort of mixed things about it, really. So
I can't see why it would have mixed reviews. I have to say, because so far it's been great.
Yeah.
Well,
but yeah, back to all the Switch jazz. Nintendo Switch has been going strong for nearly 7 years, built up a strong library and a significant user base. Doug Bowser. Wait. Doug Bowser.
He's actually got that. Now he's actually got the surname. Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Bloody hell, that's hilarious. Seemed heavily
I know.
It
involved.
really is.
Nintendo Switch. I reckon he's done that by default. There's no way that's his actual name.
That is his actual name.
That's not his birth name. He's done that himself.
Yeah.
Well, he could have, but it's possible that I don't know. Yeah, but
Would you, Liam? Would you ever change your name to like Solo or Skywalker, your surname, or Kenobi or McGregor?
I don't know. I mean, well, I suppose if I changed it to one of those, it'd probably be easier for people to pronounce them than East Hope.
Could they sue you for it?
No, you can change your name to bloody Leviticus Poo Hole if you want.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So I could literally change my name to H.A.
No.
That guy. And I wouldn't get away. I would get away with it, basically.
You probably would, George, with
Hmm.
your antics, but the normal person would probably, they'd be like, well, you can't have that historical figure's name. That's awful.
Well, I know somebody did like look up the longest name ever because it's not really weird.
Right, but Liam, I was going to say though, East Hope isn't that hard to pronounce. I knew it straight away.
I know,
was
yeah.
Liam East Hope.
For a lot of people, it isn't, but there is still some.
And
people
James just
who-
drops his last name.
No, Liam already said East Hope before.
Yeah, so now
Yeah.
I just want to get you in trouble.
George, you're the one who's getting in trouble for putting whatever the fucking hell this is on camera.
You've got quite the backlog. Quite a
What have I got?
You know what you've done. Right,
I
we'll
don't
move
know
on.
what I've done.
Well, we'll move on to the longest name then in a second. But yeah, smart move from Nintendo indeed. All right, let's get up the longest name ever.
Oh, I know what Ben and James has done.
Oh dear, what the hell?
Hang on.
This name's really strange. So it's Hubert Blaine, Legelstein, Bergerdorf Senior. What the hell?
That's not the longest name.
That I've looked up the longest name. That's what's come up, George.
It must have overtaken then.
What was the longest name then before?
I can't say it was so long.
I don't know what to say then.
Look up Dr. Phil. A longest name. Oh no! I got James, you did see that, did you?
What have you done and what's happened?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
George.
Don't worry about it.
No, I'm watching the stream back. What the hell have you done?
Oh, for God's sake!
What's happened? Is it the picture of me with
Yeah, is it different?
Oh,
ones,
you
but yes,
idiot!
it was.
You're an idiot!
Yeah.
What the hell? Why have you zoomed in on that?
No,
No, it wasn't that. No, it wasn't that one.
no, that one.
Get out of here. We're ending the podcast there. It's probably some bloody dodgy stuff. The longest name in the world, anyway. It's probably some troll that George has done.
I found it. Actually, I was looking it up because it comes up with that person who you found, but there's actually another article here which actually shows a girl.
Is it
The articles from
Rosendate, Lenesh, Hewan, Nevs, Henk?
Yeah, that one, which is ridiculously long. Yeah,
I can't even. I probably butchered that.
Yeah, because it says the title of the articles. It says the girl with the longest name in the world needed an extra large birth certificate.
Crazy man. Well, we'll end that one there then. At least you've changed it to that picture, George.
Yeah.
So we'll end that one there then.
I know that one.
Oh, you bastard. All right. See you, everyone. Take care. I don't know when the next podcast will be. Actually, we might as well briefly talk What the hell is?
Bye, guys. Bye.
No, it's
Bye.
you
Oh,
idiot.
God.
I was gonna ask Liam what I know what videos you've got coming up next, but I do like to ask sometimes at the end of the podcast what's coming up next for the gaming channel then.
I guess I'm working on Arkham Origins needs a remaster. Done a bit more of the script finally last night. Need to continue that. And then and there's also the movie game. Movie game. Oh, for God's sake! Bloody hell! What? Oh God! Bloody hell! Oh.
So you're working on Arkham Origins needs a remaster.
Boy. And SpongeBob movie game, is it worth playing? Yeah.
What do you reckon will come out first then?
Probably the Arkham Origins video, I think. Yeah. It'll just be quick. I think it should be quicker to make, and I've already got a fair bit of footage of the game anyway, and whatever. So, yeah.
Fair enough, man. George, what have you got next then, apart from the Doctor Who stuff?
Well, I was saying that. Well, it's mostly Doctor Who stuff this month.
Oh, okay.
Who's going to be the 60th for this November? Oh, hang on. There you go. So we got the episode that we did coming out this week. I uploaded the trailer yesterday. And then I'm going to introduce myself to some torture. I'm going to rewatch every Jodie Whittaker series.
I'm worried where this is going now. What are you sure? What are you on about?
No, I'm going to watch every Jodie Whittaker series again.
Oh, okay.
So, like, series 11 will be a video, series 12 and series 13 flux, and then the specials. So it'll just be set throughout the month, and then I'll be doing an episode each of the 60 episodes.
Cool.
Basically, so yeah. I didn't know whether to do a video on them bringing on 800 bits of Doctor Who media to iPlayer, including all like the classic era, Doctor Who Confidential, Sarah Jane, Adventures to Torchwood. They're bringing all that to iPlayer, but I might make that a little short talking about it. But yeah.
Fair enough. Well, as you all, I don't know. I think I mentioned it before, but yeah, still working on my Lego Star Wars video, so that's all I've got in the works, really. I'm going to maybe try and watch some more films so we can get some more pods out. I've watched a bit of Loki season 2, and it's nowhere near as exciting as the first one. I just sort of find it a bit. I don't know.
Yeah. I haven't watched episode 3 yet.
Oh, I'm still like halfway. I'm at the bit where. Are you going to watch it, Liam, or can I spoil the bit I'm at? Or?
I don't know whether I am. To be honest, I haven't started watching it yet. I just don't care. I don't know. I'm just falling out of love with Marvel shows, you know.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are, including myself, really.
Yeah, I just can't be bothered to like slog through this one. I've only just watched Ahsoka, you know.
Yeah. Marvels is going to flop.
I'm not watching that.
Yeah, I'm not watching that either. No, not wasting my time.
Yeah, you guys should watch the FNAF movie though when it comes out.
No,
it comes out Wednesday.
I don't like those sort of films.
Oh, I'm looking for it. 8 years I've been waiting for this to come out now, or 9 years. That's when it was announced to come out. So they went from 9 directors and 15 scripts.
Yeah, that just sounds like that sounds like you've been meddling with the film.
Well, no, the guy who does the FNAF stuff, he's really fanatical about, finicky about it because of how big the lore is and things like that. And how secretive it all is.
Okay.
Like you've got like things in it now, like Fazgoo, which like makes twin of a person.
Mhm.
You've got like I think it's all called agony or something like that.
Okay.
When a person dies, that's like the spirit kind of thing that takes over an animatronic that makes it evil. So like, you got things like that. So you're gonna have to see what this movie's like. I'm guessing it's gonna be like bare basics because of new people.
Yeah. Well, guess we'll just leave that one there. Oh shit, there was something else I was going to say now, but it's just complete. Oh yeah, I guess with the way Marvel's going, if Loki season 2 is crap, I would still want to review it. But with Liam, you should watch. I remember what I was going to say. You should watch Futurama, bro. That'll
Oh,
you need
yeah,
to get
yeah,
into
yeah.
that one. I think that'll be.
Yeah, this series is good.
We could review that series by series. Once you got through season 1, we could review that, and then once you got through season 2, maybe we could do it series by series and see what you think.
Yeah, I don't get with the new series. Why is it? Why are people saying it's series 8 and series 12?
Oh,
Do they not count the one era?
No, it's because I mean, I guess for your sake, Liam, we do it how Disney Plus have laid it out. But basically, the way Disney Plus have laid it out, like there's like 12 series, but the way it actually was on TV for years, it's like there's. If you look it up on Wikipedia, it's not how Disney Plus have laid it out. Futurama, Wikipedia. I'll just get it up quickly. Yeah, it says number of seasons 8. So yeah.
Because I know on my Film Plus app, it's eight. It says eight series.
Yeah. So I guess for you, but for Liam, for the sake of Disney Plus people, because Liam, I'm guessing you'll be watching it on Disney Plus. We'll just do it the way Disney Plus have laid it out, so to make it easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that means more podcasts and more chatting about some absolute legend of legendary characters.
And more bumfuckery from us.
Yeah, more messing around and stupidness. Well, we'll leave that one there then. Thank you all so much for watching, and take care. Have a good one. See you.
Exterminate.
Oh wait, Liam, could you say it? That is all to send us off?
That is all.
Legendary. 10 out of 10.